Nigeria's first aviation minister, Basilika Mechi, in Oka. Anambra State government cautioned against collecting fees from scrap metal welding fabrication businesses. Supreme Court adjourns hearing in a suit banning use of old naira notes to Wednesday next week. And from the foreign scene, Cyclone GABRIELLE kills more than 4 people in New Zealand, displaces thousands of others. Before the news in detail, here's a special message. Governor Chukwuma has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening. My name is Uchechukwu Ebonam. Governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma has called on the people to celebrate their heroes during their lifetime. Governor Soludo made a call at International Convention Center, Oka, during the Anambra State National Day of Tribute held in the honor of Nigeria's first aviation minister, late Chief Mbazulika Mechi. Government House correspondent Ejike Ebana reports.
The governor, who described the late Amechi as Nigeria's foremost patriot, statesman, a true Zikist, and one of those who laid the foundation of Nigeria, said that Anambra takes pride in being the birthplace of giants. He emphasized that the future Nigeria envisaged is in the past and restated the need to restructure Nigeria while reiterating his call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who he said is pivotal to the roundtable discussion on securing the Southeast. According to the governor, who preached Pan-Africanism and Musicism, people are better off in united Nigeria in the united Africa, calling on the people to emulate the founding fathers who placed service above self.
From his student days, he joined the Zikist movement as a student and spent much of his whole adult life, I would say all his entire life, in the love of Nigeria. Fortuitously, today, the Valentine's Day, we've come to mourn him in his home state, Anambra. I want to suggest that this particular tribute is the national, the international tribute, because Dara Nwafo lived his life in Anambra. He's a believer, a son of the soil. He lived here.
Tributes poured in from the Speaker of Anambra State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Uche Okafor, former Anambra State Governor Dame Veji Etiaba, ABGA presidential candidate Professor Peter Umade, former Minister of Women Affairs Iyom Josephine Anini, a renowned professor of political science Elochukwu Amochazi, Senator Ben Ndiobi, President Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, Anambra State Chapter Chief Emeka Udodeme, among others, who described the late Amechi as model of a nationalist, noting that he led an impactful life of defending Nigerians and called on the federal government to immortalize him by naming an institution in his honor. Former Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Chief Emeka Sebodo, Head of Service, Barrister Theodora Igwegbe, President Asatu, Barrister Titus Akpodo, traditional rulers, Presidents General, Ukbo community, among others, attended the event. From the International Convention Center, Oka, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
The Anambra State government has once again cautioned the National Association of Scrap and Waste Dealers of Nigeria, NASWEDEN, against collecting fees from welders, scrap metal and metal fabricators in the state. A statement signed by the Commissioner for Information, Sir Paul Moses, said that in spite of the suspension of the fee collection by the state government, the agents of the association have continued to operate in violation of the government directive. The statement noted that NASWEDEN neither sought nor obtained any approval from the Anambra State government before engaging in what they are doing presently. It called on the association to immediately discontinue fee collection from scrap metal welding and fabrication businesses and made it clear that further violation of the directive would attract stiff sanctions. The 2022-2023 Career Day for students of public and public mission secondary schools in Anambra State has been flagged off. The career convention was organized by the Anambra State Government, Post-Primary School Service Commission, PPSSC, and Anambra State Basic Education Board, ASUBEB, Oka, and took place at Bubendorf Memorial Secondary School at Dazinuku. Education correspondent Queen Anibogo filed the report taken from here.
The program attracted students, parents, staff and management of secondary schools across Anambra State. Declaring the career convention open, the chairperson PPSSC, Professor Nkechi Ikedugu, explained that it is an annual program in the state educational system meant to expose the students to various career choices by professionals to enable them make appropriate selection of aptitudes and interests. Professor Ikedugu commended Governor Chukwuma Soludo for his love for education, especially in promoting skills acquisition and technical career, and urged the students to key into the One Youth, Two Skills initiative of the state government for a successful life after school.
Wherever you find yourself, do it and do it very, very well. So learn all your entrepreneurial skills, learn it diligently, and apply it as soon as you leave. The skill of His Excellency, 2 skills, 1 youth, or 1 youth, 2 skills, is on now. And those who can access it, please, I encourage you to go and access it.
Also speaking, the chairperson ASUBEB, Dr. Vera Nwadinobi, speaking on the theme of the event, Entrepreneurship and Life, pointed out that it is timely and aligns with the vision of the present administration of Governor Soludo, which is an educational system that produces human capital that is productive at home and exportable abroad, a 21st century education to lay solid foundation for a sustainable digital tribe. She further noted that entrepreneurship is the process of transforming the status quo by solving the most pressing problem in the society through innovations, adding that this will drastically reduce unemployment, poverty, and above all, insecurity.
The Career Day Convention is organized as part of the career planning process to shed more light on the various careers available in our society, in our environment, and thus enable the students to make informed decisions, because it is only through information that the students can make informed decisions.
In her goodwill message, the zonal director of PPSSC Oka Zone, Lady Antonia Agudosi, urged the students to be determined and diligent in their studies so that they will succeed in their careers. Earlier in their separate remarks, the chairman on the occasion, Engineer Godwin Arwonu, and the manager of Bubendorf Memorial Secondary School, Reverend Father Augustine Oguine, said career choice is one of the most important decisions one must make in life, and noted they are living in a time when people must diversify from the mentality of job seekers to job creators.
The natural talent we have is not good enough to make us to be who we are supposed to be in life. Talent without hard work, talent without dedication, talent without discipline, talent without continuous effort and focus will only make us not to be the best that we are supposed to be. I therefore want to encourage all of us that as we make our career choices, let us also remember that it requires a lot of hard work, it requires a lot of focus, it requires a lot of discipline.
The young are faced with myriads of difficulties in the choices they make while growing up. Thus, the necessity for this german occasion.
In a lead paper presentation, a resource person, Comrade Oke Muche, also spoke extensively on the topic entrepreneurship and life, stressed that discipline and time management is very important in one becoming successful in entrepreneurship. The secretary of PPSSC, Mrs. Benedine Anago, her ASUBEB counterpart, Mrs. Ebele Mbwemena, the state coordinator, Guidance Counseling Services, Ogonna Onwuka, Education Services Department Director, Mrs. Eukeria Ilika, Public Relations Officer, PPSSC, Mrs. Ngozi Moore, were in attendance during the event, among other educators. Other paper presentations, welcome songs, drama, and cultural dance spiced up the program.
After speaker at a town hall meeting on Omambala 4 Senate 2023 clamored for justice and equity to prevail at the February 25th elections. The gatherings, which was powered by Omambala 4 Senate movement led by Chief Alex Onukwe, held at Aguleri, Anambra East Council area, aimed at outlining the important steps to take in ensuring that Omambala Axis of Anambra North produces the next candidate that will represent the zone at the National Assembly. Our correspondent, Amaka Chibuzokoye, has the details.
The gathering attracted some of the traditional rulers in Omambala clan of Anambra North, which is Anambra East and West, Ayamelum, Onitsha North and South, Ogbaru and Oyi local government areas. Some of the political candidates were also present to hear from the horse's mouth, as many of them came from the Omambala axis, because according to them, it's their turn to go to the Senate, as Ogbaru, Onitsha North and South have spent 13 years in that position. Addressing the gathering, the former President General of Anambra State Association of Town Unions, Sasatu, Chief Alex Onukwe, who is the initiator of the group and convener during the political dialogue tagged Omambala for Senate 2023, said he took the bold decision, having seen the agitations of Ndi Omambala, to create a forum for the political participation of Omambala people, especially for those contesting for the senatorial seats of the zone, who are clamoring for the election of an Omambala person among the 5 political parties contesting for the district. Chief Onukwe maintained that the senatorial flag bearers of these parties have accepted that it is the turn of the Omambala people to produce the next senator from the zone, except Ogbaru, and there is a need for the candidates to agree on a consensus candidate, pointing out that it behoves of them to strongly support Omambala candidates in order not to go to Ogbaru again. He further stated that Senator Stella Odua from Onitsha Ogbaru axis is about to complete her second term of 8 years, and the position should automatically shift to the Omambala area in the interest of equity, justice and fairness, even as he noted that the Omambala Ogbaru axis have done 13 years in the Senate, while Omambala is still struggling since 11 years.
n'okwu akụkụ nna anyị na-akpọpụ ndị na-azụ elekshọn ndị ọkwarịta Omambala anyị maka a na-akpọ okwu ahụ ka anyị nye aka.
On her part, the coordinator of Umuada Omambala, Mrs. Goody Ogbogo, said Ndi Omambala should remedy the present imbalance between Omambala and Onitsha Ogbaru in the representation at the Senate, adding that allowing the present occupants of the senatorial seat to do a third term is unacceptable, as people of that region are too big to be relegated to the background.
Everybody here is enthusiastic. I have privately advised the convener to set up a committee that will look at the contestants one by one and score them first. Appeal, party appeal, grassroots appeal, competence, ability to deliver.
The traditional ruler of Ukwala community, Igwe Joseph Ajudo, posited that the area will settle for one candidate in the senatorial election, adding that a committee should be constituted immediately to screen all candidates in the process and any of them. Among the flag bearers who spoke was the senatorial candidate of APGA in the zone, Chief Dr. Ebelechuku Obiano, who spoke through the former Commissioner for Works, Engineer Marcel Ifejofo, said Mrs. Obiano has sterling qualities to represent Anambra North, having been in the corridors of power where she demonstrated heavily towards the upliftment, progress and development of others. Amaka Okoye for ABS News.
President General Ishiago Community Union, Dr. Mr. Udochukwu Nebedum, has commissioned and handed over a newly refurbished security secretariat to the community's vigilante services. Chibuzo Obidike has details.
The Secretariat, according to the Town Union, is one of its ways of supporting crime fighting in the community and in line with Governor Chukwuma Soludo's vision of livable and prosperous homeland. Handing over the keys of the Secretariat to the Chief Security Officer of the town, Mr. Jerome Ekwo, the President General said the edifice will enhance safety and security of residents of the area and neighborhood, and commended Governor Soludo's recent efforts in ensuring a more secure state. Mr. Nebedum added that the facility is necessary to motivate the vigilante members serving in the town, whom he said have been working hard in protecting the lives and properties of the residents.
The stakeholders and the executive and the youth and the shadow officer in a room
Responding, the Chief Security Officer of the community, Mr. Eku, appreciated the town union for the office and promised that the men of the service will work tirelessly in improving the state of security in the town, calling on parents and guardians to keep an eye on their children and wards, as it is no longer business as usual.
To couple it up, Governor, if you see something, so
contributing, some of the community stakeholders, including Chief Emmanuel Nwangu and Sunday Nwadelekwe, commended the town union for starting off on a good note and advised them to look around the community and invest more on projects that will be impactful to the lives of the residents of the town.
Other executive posts do not see you. Please when permanent office. Some places they will tell you secretariat. So that my you na two bound kunu when additional mind carry to.
From Isiago in Oka South Local Government Area, Chibuzo Bidiki, ABS News.
For instance, the Supreme Court sitting in Abuja has adjourned a hearing in the suit banning the use of the old naira to Wednesday, 22nd February 2023. The three states filed the suit against the federal government seeking a restraining order to stop the full implementation of the naira redesign policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria. In a new development, 9 states have filed to join the suit initially filed by Kogi, Kaduna, and Zamfara states. The states are Katsina, Lagos, Cross River, Ogun, Ekiti, Ondo, and Sokoto states, bringing the new total of plaintiffs to 10. On the other hand, Edo and Bayelsa have filed to be joined as respondents. The 7-man panel, led by Justice John Okoro, ordered them to amend the processes to be heard as one. Meanwhile, pending hearing, the old order to suspend the ban of the now older 200, 500, and 1,000 naira notes subsists. The Director General of Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Dr. Bashir Jamo, has said that the country's fishing sector is yearning for revival as only a quarter of the trawlers that operated in the nation's waters 2 decades ago are available now. According to the Nimasa boss, 3/4 of the number of trawlers in Nigerian waters 20 years ago are no longer available, thereby reducing the investment and job opportunities in the sector. While speaking on investment and job opportunities desirable from the country's natural marine endowments, Jamo called for deeper private sector partnership in the Blue Economy Initiative to harness greater benefits from the maritime industry. The Nimasa DG listed fishing, maritime biology, marine geology, vessel ownership, chartering, stevedoring, freight forwarding, haulage, underwater engineering, ship brokerage, import and export as areas that have openings for more investments. Giving an overview of the nation's maritime potentials, Jamo said 28 out of 36 states have navigable inland waters carrying huge resources that could generate wealth. He said Nimasa, under his leadership, stepped up sensitization of state governors about blue economy and had urged them to pass the message to citizens of their states. 4 people have been confirmed dead and thousands displaced in New Zealand after Cyclone Gabrielle brought widespread flooding and landslides in the northern part of the country. Gabrielle, which reached New Zealand before making its way down the east coast of the North Island, cut off entire towns, washed away farms, bridges and livestock, and injured homes, stranded people on rooftops. Police said 4 people had now been confirmed dead, including a volunteer firefighter who responded to a call on Monday and was caught on a landslide. The body of a child was also found in Exdale on the remote east coast after they were believed to have been caught in rising flood water. Residents in the worst heat areas are being asked to conserve water and food because of fears of shortages. Gabrielle was the second large storm to hit the North Island in as many weeks, with Auckland still recovering from torrential rain and floods that left 4 dead. About 3/4 of New Zealand's 5 million people live on the North Island. Authorities estimate more than 10,000 people have been displaced so far. And in the world of sports, Nigeria's Match Day 3 African Cup of Nations qualifier against the Wild Dogs of Guinea-Bissau will hold at MKO Abiola Stadium, Abuja on March 24th, the Nigerian Football Federation said. The NFF also said that Guinea-Bissau's Football Federation, Federation de Football de Guinea-Bissau, has not picked a date for the second match, which could hold either March 27th or 28th in the Moroccan city of Marrakesh. Guinea-Bissau plays its home games away from home as it does not have a CAF-approved playing turf in the country of slightly over 2 million people. On the first day of the qualifying series, the Super Eagles fought back from a ferocious start to the game, and an 11th minute goal by Jonathan Mosey to defeat the Lone Stars of Sierra Leone 2-1 in Abuja at Alex Iwobi and Victor Osimhen hit back hard at the visitors. On day 2, away in the Moroccan city at Agada, and in only the second competitive match for coach Jose Santos Pizarro, the Eagles set a new international win record, defeating Sao Tome and Principe 10-0 with 4 of the goals by Osimhen. Victory in both matches against the Wild Dogs will certainly pave the Eagles' path to Cote d'Ivoire 2023. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS TV from any parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Oka. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Television Oka. You can go on to follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the main points that made the news again tonight. Anambra State Government has held National Day of Tribute in honor of Nigeria's first Aviation Minister, Mbazulika Amechi, in Awka. Anambra State Government has cautioned against collecting fees from scrap metal, welding, fabrication businesses. Supreme Court has adjourned hearing in suit banning use of old Naira notes to Wednesday next week. And finally, we told you from the foreign scenes that Cyclone GABRIELLE has killed more than 4 people in New Zealand, displaces thousands others. Governor Chuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. My name is Uchechukwu Ebonam. That's all in the news tonight. Good night.